I think initially when I talked about this story, I already had raised a lot of concerns about how these twin babies ended up kidnapped in the first place, how it really didn't make any sense. And a lot of times where there's smoke, there's fire. And I know you guys have heard me in a lot of different stories where I've raised concerns about what really happened here, especially when it comes to kidnappings and stuff like that. Because I believe that we have a lot of good parents out there, and I just don't believe that people are so neglectful that they leave their bedrooms and houses open and unlocked for kids to be able to come and go as they please. Doors were unlocked. Cars were left running with the keys in it and stuff like that. And somebody randomly hops in your car and takes off with your kids. I'm just the type of person that I become very skeptical because we've seen hundreds of stories that did not turn out in a way that we thought that they were reported initially. Like the way that they made it sound, it didn't turn out that way. Come to find out, people were lying. People are usually lying when they have something to hide or if they have something to gain from lying. Okay, and we call that babies for benefits. And in this case, it makes me question some things. So I might want to warn you guys before we get started, because some of y'all are going to get mad about what I'm saying. So hold up. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. Oh man, I certainly hope you guys are ready, and I hope the family doesn't take offense, because I believe this might be one of those stories where I might be wrong. So I need to preface that some of the things I'm going to be saying is going to be purely my opinion. Okay. I'm getting this story from lawandcrime.com because they do an amazing job. And thank you for the article. So an infant boy who died a month after he and his twin brother were returned home from an alleged kidnapping. Let me go back and say that again. An alleged kidnapping. Those are not my words. Those are the words in this article. An alleged kidnapping underwent an autopsy on Monday, the Franklin County Coroner's Office confirmed to Law and Crime. Neither the police nor the coroner's office immediately suggested that 6-month-old Ky'air Thomas cause or manner of death, so they have not stated that yet. Law and Crime requested the coroner's report. The county request form stated that cases can take 6 months to complete from date of death. Now, I don't think we're going to have to wait 6 months. I'd say give it maybe, a couple weeks? Because I know that everybody is going to be on their ass about this story because we want some answers. Police in Columbus, Ohio told the news that the 6-month-old was not breathing Saturday night at a home on East Whittier Street. Medics transported the baby to the Children's Hospital in a life-threatening condition where he was pronounced deceased at 11:44 p.m. Columbus police spokeswoman Melanie Amato told the news in an email on Sunday. Authorities released no indication that this was connected to the prior abduction, but the investigation does continue. This follows just more than a month after Thomas and his twin brother were the subject of an Ohio Amber Alert, which made national news, which is good. That's what we want. And that's why our channel exists as well as others, because we want this to be big news. We want this type of stuff to be bigger than celebrity news, right? Everybody understand? So as big as celebrity news can get, we think our children are a little bit more important than that. And I think that they should always reach the top of the headlines when it comes to stuff like this. Police said it's a 24-year-old Nyla Jackson, who I don't think I have a picture of her up here, and I don't even need to pull her face up. She's ugly, so I'm not going to pull her face up, okay? Nyla Jackson stole their mother's Honda Accord on December the 19th while the boys were inside the vehicle. Thomas was found on December the 20th at a Dayton International Airport, which I thought was weird too. The second baby was found in good health on December the 22nd in his mother's car near a Papa John's pizza parlor in Indianapolis, Indiana, after Jackson's arrest, according to police. A federal grand jury indicted Jackson on January the 19th with 2 counts of kidnapping, according to records. She's already pled guilty in an Indiana court to spitting on a deputy who arrested her. That is freaking disgusting. She spit on a deputy. I think that should get you at least 2 years in jail. What you think? I think so. Jackson announced in her first court appearance that she pled guilty according to local CBS affiliate WBNS last month. Asked her name, she reportedly responded with a question, "Are you talking to me as a person or as a slave?" To be honest with y'all, I don't think she's smart enough to really know the difference. They said, "I'm speaking to you as a person." This is the judge. Jackson reportedly gave her name as Jophis Hunt, Jospphis Hunt, Hunt. The judge asked if she understood her rights. She said, "No, yes, no, I'm pleading guilty," Jackson reportedly said. "Just go ahead and sentence me." The judge reportedly ended the hearing because Jackson kept cursing. A judge ruled Wednesday that the U.S. Marshals who hold custody of the defendant pending trial in the kidnapping case, so that part hasn't happened yet. She pled not guilty in her arraignment on Friday, but here's the thing, and this is why I could put this laptop to the side. Let me tell y'all this, because the mom and the kid's dad are probably not going to like me saying this, but I'm going to tell you guys. I think that it can be considered neglect if you have twin infant babies and you take those twins out for wherever you were going or whatever you were doing, and you leave the keys in the car, leave the car running, and you walk away from the car, I think you should be charged. You should be held with just as much as neglect as anybody else would for putting those children in danger and allowing somebody to walk up and take your car. But let me tell y'all this. Let me be real. I honestly don't know the mom, and I don't mean any disrespect if she's completely found innocent, but that's to be seen. I wouldn't put it past this mom that, you guys know children can be a big responsibility. I don't even know if this is her only kids, but children can be a big responsibility, especially financially, especially 2 babies at one time. It is not far-fetched to believe that a person might go through some drastic something to have something happen to their kids or for them to summon some kind of support like a GoFundMe, right? You guys have seen that before when kids have gotten kidnapped. Next thing you know, GoFundMe pops up. Yes, we need $15,000, $50,000 to in advocacy for our children, y'all. I'm not saying they did this here, but I'm saying we've seen that in the past with other stories. Their kids were kidnapped. Next thing you know, a GoFundMe comes up. If you ask me, that sounds too convenient. It sounds too convenient. And I just wouldn't put it past this mom or any person who has small children, because I'm going to tell you guys, watch what you say and watch what you do, because you just can't really judge a book by its cover anymore. You can in some instances, and you might be right. You be guessing. But you really can't put it past the person to get on TV, give a story, you believe them, and that's what it is. That's usually going to be found out to be false, especially when you have these type of circumstances. But let me give you guys the fair usage warning. Let's get it in. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Here we go.
Well, tonight we're following a heartbreaking story. Ky'air Thomas, one of the twin babies who were abducted just before Christmas, suddenly passed away over the weekend. Now, there are still a lot of questions about the death of the 6-month-old.
2 TV's Ashley Bornanson has spent the day looking to find those answers. She is in studio tonight with the details. Ashley.
Well, Andrew, Yolanda, I've been in communication with the family as well as law enforcement. Today, the coroner's office conducted an autopsy to determine the cause of death of baby Ky'air. While the family awaits those results of the autopsy's report, Ky'air's twin brother, baby Ky'air, remains in the parents' custody. Ky'air's death comes just 5 weeks after the family was reunited with the twins after a woman kidnapped him and his brother in a stolen car that prompted an Amber Alert and a nationwide search. Nala Jackson is accused of stealing the car the two boys were in back in December. Just after midnight this past Saturday, Columbus police say they were called to a home on East Whittier Street in southeast Columbus for a report that Ky'air was not breathing. We're told the baby was taken to a local hospital where he later died. Now, in a statement provided to 10 TV on behalf of the twins' grandmother, Fonda Thomas, she says in part, quote, "We are living a nightmare with the community for a second time in less than a month. I'm questioning God. Lord, why Ky'air?"
Let me ask y'all something. How many of you guys are suspicious about this like I am? I'm very suspicious about this, and I'm sorry, it just doesn't smell right. When there's smoke, I think there's fire. Let me see if I can get to the grandmother's interview. I think she actually spoke in one of these videos, so let's skip toward that. But nothing about this sounds right to me at all. Here we go.
Does he notice that his twin isn't with him?
We can see that he can feel something. We can see that in him, that he can feel something.
Because they're young, but there's a bond.
There is definitely a bond. I've seen the bond.
And developing now, a bond between brothers. Now broken again. That interview with LaFonda Thomas from December 22nd, just hours before her grandson, Ky'air, was found and reunited with his twin brother, Ky'air.
And let me say this, if I'm not mistaken, if my memory serves me correctly, which it might not because I'm getting old, I'm getting feeble, so maybe my brain don't serve me correctly, but I thought when they returned these kids, do y'all remember the first place that they had to take them before they gave them back to the parents? Does anybody remember? I'm going to give y'all a second if you want to post that. Does anybody remember? And if you guys are watching this video, do me a favor and click that thumbs up. It'll share the story and let more people know where we're talking about this, because we want more people to join in this conversation. What they almost always do is they take them to a hospital or a doctor to be evaluated to make sure that they're good before they're returned to the parents' hospital. Thank you. Now, do y'all see why I said that this doesn't sound right at all? Is it possible that this could have been natural causes? Sure. I just don't think it is. It just sounds real odd that you had this drastic set of circumstances. Oh, I forgot, left the keys in the car. I left the car running. I left my twins. This woman took my kids and took them to places that made absolutely no sense at all. You get the kids back from the hospital, and now one of the two is dead, and we don't have a strong circumstance as to why. It makes me curious. So I'm telling you guys, there's going to be a part 3 to this. When we get there, when the coroner's report comes out, if we find out something, whether there is blunt force trauma, anything other than natural causes, I'm telling you, I'm going to be waving the red flag, and I'm going to be calling these parents out because something's wrong.
In a heartbreaking and tragic turn of events, Ky'air died last night after he was found unresponsive at a home here in Columbus. NBC4's Caleb Michael joins us live tonight with more on this story. Caleb.
Kyle, it is still unclear how Ky'air died tonight. Now, we spoke with a representative from the family named Devontae Goings. He said they are waiting for the autopsy results to officially say what the cause of death was. NBC4 tonight, we did get a statement from LaFonda Thomas, that is the baby's grandmother. She said, quote, "Tonight, we're living a nightmare with the community for a second time in less than a month. I'm questioning God. Lord, why Ky'air? None of this seems real. Ky'air did die." Opa John's in Indianapolis.
Heartbreaking news we've been following all day today. Ky'air Thomas, the infant boy who was abducted with his twin brother, live in the newsroom tonight.
for the autopsy report to officially say what the cause of death was. This morning, we did confirm through Columbus police they received a call just before midnight of a child not breathing. The child was Ky'air. He was transported to Nationwide Children's Hospital where he later died. Ky'air made national headlines shortly before Christmas when he and his twin brother Ky'son were abducted in their mother's car outside of a short North Donatos. A few hours later, Ky'air was found in a parking lot at Dayton International Airport, but there was no sign of his brother Ky'son. On December 22nd, police announced the arrest of the suspect in this case, Nala Jackson, but still no word on if Ky'son had been found. That is until just a few hours later, he was discovered inside the stolen vehicle outside of a Papa John's pizza restaurant in Indianapolis. Jackson is facing kidnapping charges both at the local and the federal level.
Well, the death of Ky'air Thomas has certainly shaken Central Ohio over the past 2 days. Since
Ky'air has died hurts.
Bishop Harold Rayford's heart aches for the family of twins Ky'air and Ky'son Thomas. The twins, at only 5 months old, survived a kidnapping back in December, and this weekend we learned Ky'air has died.
My hopes were up for them, for their family, and the thought that to be on the roller coaster of what that family has gone through, to realize that one of them has passed away is heartbreaking.
Columbus police responded to a 911 call Saturday evening around 11:45 for reports of a baby not breathing. Ky'air was taken to Nationwide Children's Hospital where he was pronounced dead. A cause of death has not yet been released. Rayford says many in the community are asking why. Why did this happen?
It's sad for our community. It's sad for the black community because this was one of our sons. You know, we wrapped around, we cheered when he was found. You know, we were excited, and it was a positive reflection of humanity, you know, that so many people cared about these boys.
I did reach out to the family's spokesperson today. He says the family is in a lot of pain. The grandmother of the twins shared a statement Sunday saying to have compassion and empathy at this time and, quote, "We are living a nightmare with the community for a second time in less than a month. I'm questioning God, Lord, why Ky'air? None of this seems real," end quote.
I want the family to know that we care for them. We are just as concerned today as we were a few months ago.
Rayford says this could happen to any family in our community. Support is needed.
And I hope that we will wrap around anyone that's helping children, every organization, every prenatal care, every organization that is providing assistance, every nonprofit that's helping the children of our community. They need our support now more than ever before.
Again, the cause of death has not been released.
First, though, we begin with a search for answers in the sudden death of a baby boy.
Was an accident. Columbus police told us today this is a death investigation pending autopsy. We asked the coroner's office for baby Ky'air's autopsy report, and they told us that exam was performed today, but no prelim report would be released to our team. And it's not clear when we could get that. We've also requested both the 911 call as well as the run sheet and incident reports from both the Columbus police and fire departments. And just moments ago, a CFD spokesperson tells me they cannot release those to us right now because some of the contents is HIPAA protected. They are waiting for more guidance for what can legally be released. We do know this family is feeling shocked all over again, losing Ky'air just weeks after he and his brother had survived being kidnapped, causing an Amber Alert that gripped the nation.
Do you think that he can tell that something's off?
Yeah.
Twins know.
Yeah. I could tell he misses his brother.
That was part of my interview with Ky'son and Ky'air's mom, Wilhelmina Barnett, just over a month ago. I was in Dayton with Barnett and the twins' father, Lechez Thomas, going from store to store and through different neighborhoods looking for their missing baby, Ky'son. That night, Barnett, heartbroken, saying all she wanted was to have her babies back together.
I just miss my babies. Yeah. I miss them being together and their smile.
Then on December 22nd, we witnessed a Christmas miracle. The babies were reunited after being kidnapped when they were left in their mom's running car that was stolen in the short north. Ky'air was found the next day abandoned at the Dayton airport. Ky'son found a couple days later in Indianapolis, where police also arrested the suspected kidnapper, Nala Jackson. The family then holding a welcome home celebration.
I'm just so thankful to have my boys back.
It's the best thing ever. Never wanted to let them go.
But today, it's Ky'air who was without his twin brother. A tragic turn of events that has this family feeling devastation all over again.
I am like in a state of shock for real. Like literally, I really am. I am devastated. I am hurt for Mumu. I am hurt for Ches, the father, you know what I'm saying, of the babies. I'm hurt for Ky'air, you know what I'm saying, his brother, you know what I'm saying, he's a twin. But I'm mostly worried about Wilhelmina. You know what I'm saying? She's been through so much.
Let's take a pause right there. Let me back this up. I want y'all to hear this again. And I want to see if y'all notice what I heard. I'm going to back this up. Let me let y'all hear this again. I want y'all to hear her interview. Hold on. Let me scoot it up just a little bit more right here.
All over again.
I am like in a state of shock for real. Like literally, I really am. I am devastated. I am hurt for Mumu. I am hurt for Ches, the father, you know what I'm saying, of the babies. I'm hurt for Ky'air, you know what I'm saying, his brother, you know what I'm saying, he's a twin. But I'm mostly worried about Wilhelmina, you know.
Let's hear that again. I'm just curious if y'all noticed that she named everybody, and who did she say that she was most concerned about? Who's she mostly concerned about? Her words. I'm not making this up.
And of the babies, I'm hurt for Ky'air, you know what I'm saying, his brother, you know what I'm saying, he's a twin. But I'm mostly worried about Wilhelmina, you know what I'm saying.
Yes, ma'am. I do know what you're saying. What you're saying is that woman mattered more than the twins. But I thought that we all were supposed to be parents to these kids, to love and protect and provide for these kids so that they can grow up and become something great. But you know, it's funny because many times I have called this out and I have said, this is actually why my channel exists. Do y'all realize that? How many of y'all actually realize when I say that we're the AFC because we advocate for children first and we believe that children should always be put first? Right? That's why my channel exists, because I said, damn, celebrities matter more than kids. The moms matter more than kids. Shoot, dogs matter more than kids. I've seen people who killed dogs get more years in prison than somebody who murdered their own child. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? But you know what? I'm not even making that up, and I'm not exaggerating, because this woman had an opportunity to do this interview and she could have said whatever was on her heart, and she chose to say the words, but the person who I'm mostly concerned about is the mom. The most, more than anybody else. I'm concerned about her because she's been through so much. But what about the kids? Those are her words.
I really am. I am devastated. I am hurt for Mumu. I am hurt for Ches, the father.
Notice how she puts emphasis on who she's actually concerned about.
You know what I'm saying? Of the babies. I'm hurt for Ky'air, you know what I'm saying, his brother, you know what I'm saying, he's a twin. But I'm mostly worried about Wilhelmina. I am hurt for Ches, the father, you know what I'm saying, of the babies. I'm hurt for Ky'air, you know what I'm saying, his brother, you know what I'm saying, he's a twin. But I'm mostly worried about Wilhelmina.
And nobody forced her to say that. So here's the thing. I'm going to leave that video right there because I know that we're going to be revisiting this, and I hope that people will start to understand and maybe see things the way that I see it. Nothing about that sounds right at all. Why does the mom matter when you've got two twin babies in this situation and we don't even know the cause of death yet? Why would you be concerned about her? Maybe if she could have been a participating factor in the death of that child. We don't know that. It could have been an accident. I don't know that. I'm throwing it out there. Why don't we wait to get the facts? Don't those kids' lives matter enough? Don't we owe these twin babies enough respect to wait until the coroner's report comes out? Then you can go kissing that mom's ass after that. But let her wipe her butt first. But thank you guys so much for listening to this story. I'm telling you guys, we're definitely going to do an update. But so stay posted on the AFC channel. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you.